The crystal chandelier in the obsidian room threw diamonds of light over every table, over every perfectly plated dish, and every perfectly dressed guest. Then a little girl started screaming. Not whiny, not bratty. Raw panic. On the floor beside table 1, a 7-year-old girl lay curled in a tight ball, hands clamped over her ears, heels thudding against the marble. Her dress, silk, pale blue, probably worth more than a used car, bunched around her like a crumpled cloud. Her father, Arthur Penhalan, the billionaire nobody ever said no to, stood there uselessly, one hand half raised, face gray. "Lily, sweetheart, please," he begged. "You have to get up." His fiancée, Isabella Vance, all blonde waves and bone structure, bent down, voice a hiss. "Lily, stop it," she snapped. "Everyone is looking at us. You are embarrassing your father." She grabbed for the child's arm. Lily shrieked louder, high and jagged, kicked and knocked over a chair. Glasses rattled on nearby tables. Someone gasped. Someone else whispered, "Is this for real?" At the edge of the room, holding a tray of sparkling water and lemon slices, Nora Kingsley froze. If you've ever watched a child fall apart in public while strangers judged instead of helping, if you've ever known that what looks like bad behavior is actually a nervous system on fire, you're already inside this story. And if you love emotional movie-like stories where one tiny act of courage flips an entire powerful world upside down, hit subscribe to Extraordinary Stories, tap that like button, and turn on the notification bell right now. Because what this broke waitress does in the next 60 seconds will change all of their lives. 6 minutes earlier, the dining room had been buzzing with the low, expensive hum of rich people having a nice night. "Table 1 is in the building," muttered Gillette, the floor manager, straightening his tie like it was his spine. "This is not a drill. Move, people. Arthur Penhalan, biggest VIP of the quarter. Nobody spills, trips, or breathes too loud." Nora had rolled her eyes and moved faster anyway. At 24, she'd been carrying plates, refilling glasses, and apologizing for things that weren't her fault long enough to recognize the shift. The way the air itself seemed to tighten when true money walked into a room. Arthur Penhalan had the kind of presence that made everything and everyone rearrange around him. Tall, impeccably tailored, hair threaded with gray at the temples, he looked like the business magazine covers he'd been on, only more tired. Isabella floated at his side, a slash of red lipstick and diamonds worth a down payment on a Manhattan apartment. Her smile was fixed, flawless, and about as warm as the ice sculptures by the bar. Between them was Lily, little Lily, in her scratchy blue dress, fingers twisting the hem over and over. Her eyes flickered from the chandelier to the crowded tables, to the shining forks, taking in everything at once, breathing too fast. Nora knew that look. She'd seen it on buses, in grocery stores, in her mother's tiny Queen's living room, in her little brother Jamie's eyes, back when he was half Lily's age and the world was already too loud for him. Jamie, who lined his toy cars up in perfect rows, who flinched when people touched him unexpectedly, who'd once hidden under the sink for an hour after a balloon popped at a birthday party. They didn't have money for specialists, so Nora had spent nights after double shifts at the public library, teaching herself words like sensory processing and overload, trying to figure out how to be the person who made things less scary for him. From her station by the bar, she watched Lily fold in tighter, shoulders creeping toward her ears. Then a busboy dropped a tray of wine glasses. The crash detonated like a bomb. Lily's scream ripped out of her like someone had flipped a switch. She dropped to the floor, fingers tangling in her hair, rocking hard. All the sound in the room seemed to funnel into that one awful sound. Gillette rushed toward table 1, smile panicked. "Mr. Penhalan," he said in a low, fake soothing tone, "perhaps we can escort your family to the private—" "She won't move," Arthur snapped, voice fraying. "Can't you see she's—" "Lily, sweetie, please. Get her off the floor," Isabella hissed. "Right now." She grabbed harder. Lily's heel slammed into her shin. Isabella swore under her breath. "Little monster." "Hey," someone at a nearby table said. "Easy." Nora didn't even remember deciding to move. 1 second she was frozen with the tray. The next, she dumped it onto the side station, snatched a linen napkin, and was pushing through the stunned crowd. "Nora!" Gillette hissed. "Get back to your—" She didn't stop. She didn't go to Lily. She went to the light panel on the wall behind table 1 and slid the dimmer down, just a few notches. The harsh glare softened. Shadows deepened. The edges of the room blurred. "What are you doing?" Gillette hissed. "Trying to stop making it worse," she shot back. Then she walked to Lily, and without asking anyone's permission, she sank down on the marble floor a few feet away and put the napkin over her own head. The entire restaurant stared. Isabella made a strangled sound. What is she doing? Nora didn't look at her. The napkin muffled the light and sound. It smelled faintly of starch and lemon. Under her little tent, Nora took a slow breath and let herself remember what it felt like to be 10, sitting under the kitchen table with Jamie, both of them listening to their mother cry behind the bathroom door and pretending the wooden legs were tree trunks. She lifted one corner of the napkin and peeked out at Lily. The little girl's screaming stuttered. Nora didn't smile. She just met Lily's eyes and slowly raised 3 fingers. 3, 2, 1. She lowered the napkin corner again, creating a rhythm, something predictable in the middle of chaos. Lily's breath hiccuped. Her rocking slowed. Very slowly, painfully slowly, she scooted forward on the slick floor, dragging her doll. When she was close enough that their shoes almost touched, she lifted the napkin and ducked underneath. The sudden darkness, the closeness, the fabric dimming the chandelier. Lily's whole body shuddered. Then, for the first time since the glass broke, she took a deep, shaky breath. Nora turned her head slightly, still not touching her, and whispered just loud enough for one little girl to hear. "Sometimes the world is too loud, huh?" Lily nodded, a jerk of her chin. "It's okay to hide," Nora murmured. "You're not bad for hiding. You're smart. You can borrow my tent as long as you need." Outside their napkin fort, people were whispering, filming, judging. Inside, it was just 2 people breathing together. After a minute, Lily whispered, "My ears hurt." "I know," Nora said. "And your dress probably feels like sandpaper. That's a lot all at once." Lily sniffled. "Can you hold my hand?" she asked. "Yeah," Nora said softly. "I can do that." She offered her hand. Lily gripped it like a lifeline. When Nora finally lifted the napkin off both of them, Lily was upright. Eyes red but clear. Fingers still in Nora's. The dining room startled like someone had turned the volume back up. Nora stood, knees aching on the marble, and gently helped Lily rise. She looked at Arthur. Really looked this time. Up close, the power and polish didn't hide the panic. Or the guilt. "Sir," she said quietly, still holding Lily's hand. "She's not misbehaving. She's overloaded. Her eyes, ears, skin, they're all on fire. She needs quieter light, fewer hands on her, and a place to hide until her body calms down. Grabbing her makes it worse." Arthur opened his mouth, closed it, and nodded, like a man whose whole life had been dealt in numbers and contracts, and was finally being handed an instruction manual for his own child. Then Nora turned to Isabella. "And with respect," she said, keeping her voice even, "telling her she's embarrassing you when she's terrified, that's going to stick, for a long time." A few diners flinched at her tone. Isabella went scarlet. "How dare you?" she hissed. "You have no idea what this family deals with." "You're right," Nora said. "I don't. I just know what my family deals with, and that little girl deserves someone on her side when the world gets too loud." She squeezed Lily's hand once, gently, and let go. Then she walked back toward the kitchen, heart pounding so hard she could taste it. Gillette grabbed her arm near the service station. "Are you insane?" he hissed. "You lectured Isabella Vance. I should fire you right now." "You should," Nora said, adrenaline making her lightheaded. "Maybe wait until I finish my shift, though? Rent's due." He glared. Back at table 1, Arthur was watching her like he'd never seen a person like her before. Because in his world, no one talked to him like that. And no one, no therapist, no nanny, no private school counselor, had ever brought Lily back that fast. Nora made it to the end of her shift without getting fired. She stacked chairs, rolled silverware, and tried not to replay the whole scene on a loop in her brain. "This is either the best thing you've ever done, or the dumbest," muttered her co-worker Ben, bumping her shoulder. "You just went viral in a room without a single camera off." "I wasn't trying to go viral," Nora said. "I was trying to help a kid." "Well, you did," Ben said. "And now the kid's dad wants to talk to you. Table 1 is asking for you. Again." Gillette appeared behind him, sweating through his dress shirt. "Nora," he said tightly, "Mr. Penhalan would like a word." "Should I clock out first?" she asked. "If he complains, you're done," Gillette muttered. "If he tips, you can buy a car. Fix your hair." She smoothed her ponytail, wiped her hands on her apron, and crossed the dining room on legs that felt like spaghetti. Table 1 was half cleared, dessert plates gone. Lily sat quietly, drawing circles in condensation on her water glass. Isabella scrolled through her phone, thumbs flying. Arthur stood when Nora approached. "Ms." he prompted. "Kingsley," she said. "Nora Kingsley, sir." "Ms. Kingsley," he said. "Sit for a moment." She glanced at Gillette. "Go ahead," he said quickly. "Take your time." She slid into the chair across from Arthur, feeling every eye in the room on her. "Where did you learn to do that?" he asked. He didn't bother with small talk. "With Lily?" Nora asked. "My brother, Jamie. He's 20 now, but when he was little, sounds and lights hit him like fire. We couldn't afford specialists, so I read books and sat on a lot of floors until we figured out what helped." Arthur's gaze softened a fraction. "Is he—" He hesitated, searching for a non-judgmental word. "Okay?" "He's still wired differently," Nora said. "He works nights stocking shelves at a grocery store. He keeps noise-canceling headphones in his backpack like some people keep wallets. But he's alive. He's here. And he knows he isn't a mistake." Something in Arthur's jaw shifted. "My daughter," he said quietly, "has been to 5 specialists and 3 schools in 4 years. Every time she has an episode, they talk to me about discipline plans and medication schedules. No one has ever knelt on the floor and put a napkin on their head." Nora huffed out a faint laugh. "That one wasn't in the books," she said. "It's just, when the world gets too big, shrinking it down helps. You give them a little cave, a corner that makes sense." Lily peeked up at her then, eyes huge. "Can you make a tent at our house?" she asked suddenly. Her voice was small, but clear. "We don't have any tents." Arthur's head snapped toward her. Nora's throat got tight. "Sure," she said gently. "If your dad wants help, I can show you both how to make one. You can have 100 tents." Isabella's chair scraped loudly. "This is ridiculous," she said, eyes flashing. "Arthur, we are not hiring waitstaff to fix your daughter. She needs discipline, not pity. All you're teaching her is that if she screams loud enough, strangers will sit on the floor for her." Arthur didn't look away from Nora. "You're right about one thing," he said to Isabella. "I've been trying to fix her. Maybe it's time I try to understand her instead." He pulled a sleek black checkbook from his jacket, scribbled a number, and tore the slip off. "Consider this a thank you," he said, sliding the check across the table. Nora glanced down, her vision blurred. "Sir, She swallowed hard. There are too many zeros." "That money will barely register to me by morning," Arthur said. "But the way my daughter looked at you tonight, I'll remember that the rest of my life. Take it." Her fingers shook as she picked up the check. "And this," he added, placing a card on top. "My driver will be outside this restaurant at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Come to my home. I'd like to discuss something permanent." Isabella laughed, a bitter little sound. "You're really going to do this?" she said. "Pick the girl who smells like garlic over professional help." "I'm picking the first person who's ever actually made my daughter feel safe," Arthur said. Nora stood slowly. "Thank you," she said, "for the check, and for listening." She looked at Lily. "You did great," she said softly. "Next time the world gets loud, you remember, you're allowed to hide." Lily nodded, fingers curled tight around her water glass. Nora walked back to the kitchen feeling like she was walking through someone else's dream. $5,000, a billionaire's card, a driver at 10, and an eviction notice on her kitchen table back in Queens. The knock came at 7 the next morning. Nora rolled off the pull-out couch, heart pounding. Her mother, Martha, pushed herself up on her pillows, coughing. "Who is it?" "Probably Mr. Henderson," Nora muttered. "He wants the rent." She opened the door to find Henderson, her landlord, looking miserable. "Ms. Kingsley," he said. "I'm really sorry." Her stomach dropped. "That's not how you start a good conversation," she said. He held out a folded piece of paper. "City inspector came by at 7 sharp, he said. "Fire code, health code, things that haven't mattered in 10 years suddenly matter. They knew your name, Nora. They said if I don't clear this unit by tomorrow, they'll shut the building down. I have no choice. I have to ask you to leave." "I have the rent," she said quickly. "I can pay you today." It's not the rent," he said. "Someone with money wants you gone." He didn't say Isabella's name. He didn't have to. "You have 24 hours, Henderson added quietly. "I'll give you that much. After that, papers go through." When he left, Nora shut the door and pressed her forehead against it. Behind her, Martha coughed again. "Sweetheart," she rasped. "What happened?" Nora turned, blinking hard. "We just got fired from our home," she said. "But I might have a job interview." "A job interview?" Martha echoed. "Doing what, baby? You already have 2 jobs." "Maybe the 3rd time's the charm," Nora said. At 9:55, with her mother's medication bottle tucked into her purse and practically everything they owned packed into 2 duffel bags by the door, she stepped onto the cracked sidewalk. The black Rolls-Royce idling at the curb looked like it had been dropped from another universe. The driver rolled down the window. "Ms. Kingsley?" he asked. "That's me," she said. He got out, took her bags like they weighed nothing, and opened the back door. As the car pulled away from the curb, Nora caught sight of a familiar profile in the side mirror. Isabella, in oversized sunglasses, sitting in a parked SUV down the block, a phone pressed to her ear. Nora looked away. If this was going to be a war, she thought, she'd at least like to choose the battleground. The Penhalan estate didn't look like a house so much as a small museum. Blackwood sat on a hill outside the city, all stone columns and endless windows. The driveway circled a fountain big enough to swim in, the kind of place people whispered about when they drove past on weekends. Inside, a man in a dark suit introduced himself as Mr. Calloway and led her through a maze of hallways. Nora's cheap flats sank into carpets thick enough to lose small children in. Paintings watched her from the walls. It felt like walking through someone else's life. They stopped in a high-ceilinged office, lined with bookshelves. Arthur stood behind a desk the size of Nora's entire kitchen, tie loosened, sleeves rolled up. Isabella sat on a leather couch, legs crossed, scrolling. Standing side by side near the window were 3 other women in neat navy suits, hair scraped back in identical tight buns. They held leather portfolios like shields. Nannies, Nora realized. She was the only one in a thrift store blouse and slacks, with a barely noticeable coffee stain near the hem. "Ms. Kingsley," Arthur said, "thank you for coming." Her mouth was dry. "Thank you for inviting me," she said. "This will be simple," Arthur said. "Lily is in the sunroom. She has refused to get dressed or leave the room all morning. In 2 hours I have a lunch here with my board of directors and several investors. She needs to be presentable. Happy would be a bonus, but I'll take presentable." A muscle ticked in his jaw. "You will each get 10 minutes with her," he said. "If she walks out of that room with you, you get the job. If she doesn't, you don't." One of the nannies sniffed. "Mr. Penhalan, with respect, I have a master's degree in child psychology." "Then this should be easy for you," he said. The first nanny strode down the hall like she was marching into a conference room. 6 minutes later, she came back with mascara smudged, her blazer soaked down one side. "She threw a plant at me," the woman said, stunned, "and then bit me. I will not work with that child." The second nanny went in. She came out with a welt on her wrist and a barrette stuck in her hair. She needs medication, she said tightly. Not a nanny. The third took a deep breath and squared her shoulders before going down the hall. She came back dripping from the waist down. She turned the hose on me, she sputtered. In her room. She has a hose in her room. Sunroom, Arthur corrected automatically. It has plants, and a hose. Isabella laughed behind her hand. What did you expect? She said. Lily doesn't listen to professionals. She's broken, Arthur. She needs a full-time facility, not another babysitter. Get out, he said quietly. She blinked. Excuse me? Arthur's gaze never left Lily's closed door down the hall. If you think my daughter is broken, he said, you can get out of this conversation. Isabella's mouth snapped shut. Mr. Calloway looked like he wanted to crawl into the nearest bookshelf. Arthur turned to Nora. Ms. Kingsley, he said. Your turn. She kicked off her shoes. Isabella frowned. What on earth are you doing? Your floors echo, Nora said, rolling her socks against the cold marble. Hard soles sound like hammers to kids like Lily. I'm trying not to walk in like a drumline. She walked down the hall, heart in her throat. At the sunroom door, she paused, took a breath, and knocked. No answer. She opened the door slowly. The sunroom glowed bright and hot, full of plants and glass and echoes. In the corner, behind a jungle of ferns, Lily sat on the tile floor in her pajamas, hair wild, clutching her doll. A garden hose coiled near her like a snake. Nora didn't say her name, didn't move toward her. She walked to the center of the room, sat cross-legged on the warm tile, and pulled a pen from behind her ear. She found an old receipt in her pocket and started to draw. Scritch, scritch, scritch. She folded the paper into a lopsided airplane. Then she sent it sailing gently toward a nearby plant. It landed on a broad leaf and rocked to a stop. Lily peeked over the fern. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Another airplane, closer this time. Lily crawled out a little farther. Hi, Nora said softly, still looking at the plane. That one flew better, huh? Lily's voice floated from behind the plant. You're in my room, she whispered. I know, Nora said. I'll leave if you want me to. I just need a minute to rest. I walked up a lot of stairs. You didn't, Lily said. There's an elevator. Okay, you caught me, Nora said. I just like your floor. It's warm. Silence. Scritch, scritch. This time, when the plane landed at the edge of the fern, Lily's hand darted out. She grabbed it and unfolded it. On the paper, Nora had drawn a stick figure with wild hair and big ears, holding a shield labeled Quiet. Lily snorted. Her ears are big. Yeah, Nora said. She hears everything, even lights buzzing, even forks clanking. It gets really old. Lily crawled all the way out, clutching the paper. I don't like my blue dress, she blurted. It's scratchy, and it buzzes on my skin, and Isabella says I have to wear it, but I can't breathe in it. Okay, Nora said, relieved. Then we're not wearing the blue dress. Dad says I have to be pretty, Lily whispered. For the people. For pictures. You are pretty, Nora said. In pajamas, in a paper bag, in a tent. The dress doesn't make you pretty. You make the dress lucky. Lily's mouth twitched. Do I have to wear a dress at all? She asked. We can make a compromise, Nora said. Something soft, something nobody else has. I'm pretty good at cheats. She stood, offered Lily her hand. Want to see what I mean? Lily hesitated. Then she slipped her small hand into Nora's. Outside the sunroom, Arthur and Isabella watched through the glass. She got her to stand up, Mr. Calloway muttered, sounding awed. That doesn't mean anything, Isabella snapped. Watch, she'll be screaming again in 5 minutes. Nora led Lily down the hall to Arthur's dressing room, explaining her plan in a whisper. 10 minutes later, they emerged again. Lily wore a white cashmere sweater of Arthur's that Nora had cut and sewn into a dress. Seams on the outside, tag removed. A soft blue silk tie, fashioned from one of his pocket squares, wrapped around her waist. Her bare feet peeked out from underneath. She looked like a tiny cloud that had decided to attend a party. Arthur stared. Is that my sweater? He asked faintly. It didn't like your closet, Nora said. It likes her better. Lily did a slow spin, hair fanning out. It doesn't itch, she said simply. Arthur let out a breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. Isabella's jaw dropped. You cut up his cashmere? She sputtered. Arthur, that sweater cost— I know exactly what it cost, Arthur said, and I've never seen it look better. His eyes met Nora's over Lily's head. You're hired, he said. Months later, standing in the garden behind Blackwood, while Lily chased fireflies, and Martha argued with the gardener about tomato steaks, Nora thought about that night like it was a different lifetime. In some ways, it was. She'd moved into the East Wing with her mom, turned a guest room into a sensory haven for Lily, and slowly taught a billionaire how to sit on the floor and breathe through a meltdown instead of fixing it. Isabella had tried to fight it, swapped medication bottles on Martha, tampered with Lily's headphones, tried to set Nora up as a thief. For a while, it turned into something out of a thriller. Hidden cameras, switched documents, a bank account in the Caymans under Isabella's maiden name. In the end, Arthur believed Nora, because the woman who put a napkin on her own head in front of a dining room full of billionaires to protect his child was not the same kind of person who would poison a sick woman or steal from a man who'd given her a home. Isabella was gone now, out of Blackwood, out of Arthur's life, entangled with lawyers and charges the DA had been all too happy to file once the truth came out. The tabloids tried to paint Nora as the Waitress homewrecker for a while. Then the public saw who showed up in court. Not the glamorous fiancée. A terrified little girl in a soft dress, clinging to the hand of a woman in scuffed flats. Within a year, the headlines changed. Billionaire and former waitress launch sensory-friendly spaces initiative for kids. That part would come later. For now, on a warm summer evening, Nora watched Lily run barefoot through the grass with her brother Jamie, both of them wearing noise-canceling headphones and laughing at their own private jokes. Arthur stepped up beside her, sleeves rolled, tie nowhere in sight. You okay? He asked. I keep waiting to wake up back in Queens, she said. Late for a shift, landlord banging on the door, mom coughing in the kitchen. He was quiet for a moment. You saved us, he said finally. You know that, right? Not just Lily. Me. She snorted softly. Pretty sure you were doing fine building empires without me. I was building things and letting the most important person in my life drown in plain sight, he said. You saw her. You saw me. Nobody in my world does that without wanting something. And you think I don't want something? She teased, nudging him. Oh, I know you do, he said solemnly. You want a permanent napkin budget and veto power over the entire lighting scheme of the house. She laughed, leaning into his shoulder. Guilty, she said. His hand found hers. Marry me, he said quietly. She blinked. That's not how proposals usually go, she said. There's supposed to be a speech about how you realized you loved me when I cut up your sweater. I realized I loved you the moment you put a napkin over your head for my kid, he replied. Everything since then has just been me catching up. Her throat closed. Okay, she whispered. Yes. Lily barreled over then, firefly jar in hand. Did you ask her? She demanded. Did she say yes? I saw the face. That's a yes face. Jamie, they did it. I told you they would. I'm never wrong about this stuff. Nora laughed through her tears. Yes, matchmaker, she said. You were right. Lily grinned, triumphant. I finally have a mom who gets the napkin thing, she said. Best day ever. Maybe you've never calmed a billionaire's daughter on the floor of a fancy restaurant, but maybe you've seen a kid melting down in public and watched people judge instead of help. Been that person whose brain feels like it's on fire in loud, bright, crowded spaces. Wished someone would sit on the floor next to you instead of telling you to pull it together. Nora's story is a reminder that you don't need wealth, power, or degrees to change someone's life. Sometimes you just need to notice who's overwhelmed. Turn the lights down a little and say, with your presence, if not your words, you're not bad, you're not broken, you're just overloaded, and you don't have to fight it alone. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever seen difficult behavior and realized later it was actually anxiety, sensory overload, or pain? Or have you ever been misunderstood that way? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if this story hit your heart, please subscribe to Extraordinary Stories, tap the like button, share this video with someone who needs a reminder to look deeper than behavior, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next story.